Hello everyone, and in this video we'll be discussing about another aspect of decision making, which is accept or reject situation. Now in accept or reject situation, most of the time we find that the company is presently manufacturing at below its maximum capacity. That means we can find that the company can produce say up to 50,000 units, but at the present company is producing maybe 30,000 units, that is working at 60% capacity. Now they have got an extra offer. By using the unused capacity, they can produce more and accept that offer. Now in these case, most of the cases which we find into the practical problems is that the new offer which has came from the new market, maybe export market, maybe some domestic market from some other place, this offer is less than what we are getting it right now. Let's take an example. Suppose we are selling something at say Neutrum 100 this into the market at this moment, and the offer which we have got is offering us say 80 rupees for this special offer. Now here also we like say accept manufacture, that is make or buy decision. We need to compare it on the basis of variable cost. So that means whether we'll be accepting the offer or rejecting the offer is depending on whether we are getting where we are getting at least our variable cost. So what is that? We need to calculate first the other case. We need to calculate the variable manufacturing cost. Variable manufacturing cost. So we know what are there into variable manufacturing cost. We'll be adding here the amount of direct material per unit. We'll be adding here the direct wages per unit, and also we need to add here the variable overhead per unit. So these three things will be constitute the variable manufacturing cost, and this will be compared with what? With the offer price per unit. That means what is offered by them, by the new purchaser. What is the offer price? Here we are not comparing, we are not concerned at all about how much we are getting from the local market and how much we'll be getting from the foreign market. We are not comparing that at all. We may be getting say 150 from the local market, but we will be comparing these two things. That is, we will be comparing whether the offer price is sufficient to cover our variable cost. That means whether the variable manufacturing cost is more or the offer price is more. If we find that the offer price is more, we have taken in our example, we have taken that this total is coming 80, and if this total is the offer price is coming 80, and if this total is coming say 75, so then by accepting the offer we will be increasing our profit, because whatever the new offer is giving us is more than our variable cost. On the contrary, if we find that this cost is more, manufacturing cost is more, we are unable to cover the amount by selling it, so it is no point in going for this particular accept this offer. And in other words, we could say that if we will be comparing these two, if we get a positive contribution, that is selling price, offer price is more than the variable cost, it's a positive contribution, so in that case we will be accepting it. If the contribution is negative, then we will be rejecting it. Now in this case, two different things also needs to be considered. One is that fixed cost. Here we have not considered fixed cost. Why? Because just like we know that the fixed cost will remain fixed whether we produce irrespective of the number of units we are producing. But we know in reality fixed cost may not remain fixed. So there are chances that whatever presently we are producing, say 30,000 units, and whatever additional with the additional order we are going to produce say 50,000 units, now our fixed cost also will change. Okay. Now in this case what will happen, we need to consider the fixed cost also. So that is, we need to compare on the basis of the total profit. That is, how much will be getting. So in that case per unit is fixed cost is not depending on per unit. So here we need to convert it into the total, that is offer price per unit multiplied by the number of units we are going to sell. Okay, suppose if you have got a order of say 10,000 units, so 10,000 into the offer price per unit will be our total sales, and 10,000 into total variable cost will be taken, that will be taken as the total manufacturing cost. Fine. From these two difference will give you the additional amount of contribution. If additional contribution is negative contribution, will be rejected at that moment only. If additional contribution is positive, then we will be comparing whether fixed cost is also changing. If we find that fixed cost is changing, 30,000 units and 50,000 units having a different amount of fixed cost, then whatever is the additional amount of fixed cost, that we need to deduct it from this additional amount of contributions we are going to get from this. Fine. If till then if we get some profit, we will be going for it. If we don't get a profit at that moment, we will be rejecting it. Fine. Although the contribution is positive, but after deduction of fixed cost, if we find that it is going to negative, so then we will be discarding it, we will not be accepting the offer. And one more point is there, which here we may have to consider, is that for the foreign market, sometimes it is required to spend some extra money, because it may be it is required to pay some additional cost. What kind of additional cost? Maybe for the foreign market we need to make a special kind of packing, or the transportation to the foreign market will take some amount. So in that case additional cost, let us write the examples here, is the transportation cost or say a special packing. Okay, or it may be anything else also. Fine. To transportation cost or special packing, so there is the additional cost that per unit also needs to be added here. So that means if there is any additional cost, that also needs to be added here. This additional cost, special packing or transportation, is not required into when we are selling it into the present market, there is a domestic market, but it will be required when we are accepting this offer. So this is the new variable manufacturing cost along with the present cost. Up to this, the same price same cost what we are incurring in case of the home market, and this is the additional cost which we need to incur if we go for the foreign market. Now this total is the total variable cost which will be compared with the offer price. Okay. So until and unless fixed cost is getting changed, that is not to be considered. In case you find that the fixed cost also is getting changed, then definitely we need to compare it with the total amount of fixed cost and total amount of contribution. That means the total cost with the total offer price, and after that if we find it that still it is profitable, we'll go for it. Fine. It's very simple, both are very much related. Mostly we need to compare it from the point of view of variable cost only. Okay.